What's up, guys, and welcome to the Valhalla experience. I've just finished playing the surprise DLC from God of War Ragnarok, simply named Valhalla. Now, I am a huge fan of God of War. I played all of the old ones besides the PSP ones. I've seen some playthroughs, but I vaguely remember like Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta. And I didn't play the mobile one, God of War Betrayal. But other than that, I have played everything God of War. 60% of the time it works all the time, you know what I'm saying?
That doesn't make sense.
The old God of War fit the era of its time, right? It was one of the many hack and slashes that rose above, up there with Devil May Cry. In my opinion, better than Devil May Cry, but I'm sure I'll get attacked for that.
I will look for you. I will find you.
And with God of War 1, 2, and 3, two PSP games, a mobile game, and God of War Ascension, a prequel, it seemed that Kratos' story had been completely told and there was nowhere else to go until we got one of the greatest, hypest E3 moments of all time.
Oh my God.
Screaming into the heavens, all of us gamers freaked the f out, and we got a new God of War, and he has a kid now. What?
Whose goddamn white baby is that?
This is your baby, okay? He's just light-skinned.
God of War 2018 won Game of the Year, and rightfully so, in my opinion. That game was simply nothing short of incredible. I mean, I also think it should have won against Elden Ring, but that's just me. Again, I'm sure I will get attacked.
And I will kill you.
Look, I love Elden Ring, but God of War Ragnarok, the story alone is some of the greatest writing, in my opinion, in video game history. It's too good, almost. And with God of War 2018, we never got an official DLC for that one. We only got New Game Plus, which was fine. And that's what I'm sure everyone else assumed for God of War Ragnarok. Until the Game Awards of 2023. And that is right, we got an official DLC for God of War Ragnarok, which in my opinion is better than 2018. I said it. Actually, I don't know. I go back and forth. God of War Valhalla takes place after the events of God of War Ragnarok. Someone sent you the directions to Valhalla.
You are certain you remember nothing of this place?
Oh, nothing that would help us.
Oh, we're just here. Oh, sh**.
Brother, why exactly are we doing this?
The invitation. So who sent you this invitation? And that is your goal, trying to figure out who is here and why are you here. And you kind of break into Valhalla, and it does not want you to be there. Oh, the lower realms of Valhalla.
Something is wrong.
Okay.
I feel weaker.
Valhalla may not appreciate our breaking in.
You quickly get your ass beat, and you were sent back to the shore and met by Freya and the rest of the Valkyrie. And then they explain to you what this is and why are you here. And Kratos explains. He was sent this invitation, and he needs to go through. And they're like, all right, okay, we hear ya.
Sure, you want to go back in?
Yeah, dude. There's obviously some godly tension between Kratos and Freya, if you know what I mean.
And the other matter we discussed? You're still thinking, I take it?
I am.
Is that what this is? Guess I'll let you think, then.
But nonetheless, you start your journey and you head right back into those pearly gates of Valhalla. And you quickly learn that this is essentially God of War roguelike. And it's done in such a great way, in my opinion. The combat system to God of War already is already more than enough to get people to come back. But the fact that it forces you to go into different ways, like in every other roguelike, right? You're doing a new build every time, and it's no different here. Yeah, this is basically like their story, but it's essentially they've added a roguelike to God of War, dude. It's pretty sick.
New attempt, new choices to make. A fresh start.
It's almost like they took from God of War 2018, the Niflheim realm, where you would just go through, gain rewards to get a new armor set that was specific to Niflheim. But in here, it's much more than that. You quickly get hit with some nostalgia, right? You have no idea it's coming, and then bam, Helios is talking to you. You first see the throne from the old God of War, mixed with a familiar voice.
I know that voice.
And that is the head of Helios. And you pull him up to see that he has replaced Mimir, and I start to freak out.
Congratulations, old friend. You really are going places in Valhalla.
Oh shit. Helios.
Is that really all you have to say to me? After all this time?
Can I use him as a lantern like in... You are then thrown into the past, fighting old enemies, using the blade of Olympus. I screamed inside, dude. It was the best thing ever. I screamed externally as well. I screamed internally, externally, everywhere. It was insane. I loved it. It's the Sword of Olympus. Yo! Oh, God! God! Oh my God! This is so sick! Oh, this is so badass! And after a few runs, you essentially get to the person that has invited you. Spoiler alert. Alright, this whole thing is a spoiler alert everywhere. It's Tyr. The real Tyr. Oh, but is it actually Tyr or Odin Tyr?
The invitation was yours.
I would have signed it, but it was important you come here for your
It's
own
real
reason.
Tyr.
Then you're not an illusion.
That's right. And he's here to help Kratos. Help Kratos on the inside. Help him figure out what's going on. There's going to be even more character depth. See, to the character depth that has already been established in 2018 and in Ragnarok. Kratos is just growing as a character. I love it. I mean, his old creator doesn't care about it.
I don't want these characters to grow. I don't give a f what you're going through at the studio.
But that's okay. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I think it's a dumb opinion. Stupid. But that's fine. That's totally fine. He made old God of War, and I love that old God of War. But I also love this God of War. I think this God of War is the right path for Kratos. Otherwise, you know, he just lends to be just such a flat character. And I love that they're exploring so much and making him somewhat relatable, you know? I mean, I could relate to him before the Rage. I'm sure everyone could. If someone made me kill my wife and daughter and then put their ashes onto my skin, I think I'd go John Wick on everyone too. So that's essentially the run. Once you get to Tyr, it's that. You have to get through, make it to Tyr every time. It's fun as hell because it's not just, oh, just run through the roguelike. There's no story. Every time you go through, something else is happening. Something else happens. And more nostalgia. You get hit with more nostalgia and more nostalgia and more nostalgia, and it's incredible. You fight old enemies from the old God of War, like the Cyclops, the Minotaur, the Centaurs, all of it. It's so sick. You even get met with some bosses from God of War 2018. Oh shit.
Time to die.
Oh shit.
Ah, now it's the other one.
In every run through, you get something a little new. Not just because it's like a randomized roguelike playthrough, roguelike run. Say that 10 times fast, dude. Roguelike run. But you're met with a little piece of story. Maybe it comes from you speaking to Mimir about the boat captain that you killed in God of War 1.
Whose was it? What did it unlock?
It belonged to a boat captain I met in battle on the Aegean Sea. His ship was part of a fleet under attack by a Hydra. The key unlocked his quarters.
Yeah, that was God of War 1.
Ah, yes.
That's God of War 1, dude. That's like the first boss fight in the first game.
You killed one of its heads on the ship's mast, was it?
That's so sick. Or even talking about Calliope, Kratos' daughter that he sadly killed. The decisions that he made to leave her and not join her in the afterlife, even when he died. Just sad moments like that, where Kratos has to come to terms with what he did.
I have journeyed to the underworld to rescue Helios. since I felt such joy. But it was another trick of the gods.
It wasn't her.
Worse. It was. The goddess of the underworld wished to destroy all of creation, Elysium included. She knew that for me to stand against her meant leaving Calliope behind forever. So, I pushed my daughter away again, all while she cried and begged me not to.
And Tyr is helping him through that grief and through that confusion and turmoil that's been inside him for who knows how long. Every time you fight Tyr, as it has been shown, Tyr is a traveling man. And he has some otherworldly weapons, at least to Kratos.
I brought something else to keep things interesting. You're not the only one with weapons from far-off lands, you know. Ready? I have another cherished weapon from my travels.
Shit, son.
Ready to see?
New weapons. Tier 3 tier.
I have one last weapon to show you. You'll enjoy it, if that's the word.
It's a katana. Oh, shit. And every time you beat Tyr, you get into the next, essentially the next bracket of this roguelike. All the way up until the end, right until you fight good old Tyr, final boss Tyr, Avatar State Tyr. I personally played on Give Me Prowess, which is the difficulty right underneath the one where you hate yourself and you're a masochist and all you do is play Dark Souls games.
Yikes!
Pathetic.
And I thoroughly enjoyed that difficulty. It was difficult, but not so difficult that it made me not want to play the game. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. And once you complete all of this and you finally open the door to inside Kratos, it is essentially you.
What can I say to you?
It's old Kratos. You see young Kratos. The final hurdle he has to come over is him. And I love that. The only little nitpick I have about this is I wish they had Terrence Carson, the young Kratos.
Can you give us an example of Kratos?
Zeus! I'm coming for you!
And I wish he were... I thought they were going to be leading up to some either nostalgic boss, like maybe you fight Zeus or Hercules or one of those gods, or even fighting, you know, some Kratos on Kratos violence. That would have been so sick. But, you know, it was a free DLC and I played it for about 13, 14 hours and I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, there's not much more you can ask for. There's $70 games that are coming out now with campaigns that are much shorter than that and give you nothing, you know? So with the DLC that we weren't expecting, I think this hit it out of the park. I give it about, I don't know, I give it a Blades of Exile out of 10, you know? I give it a Blade of Olympus out of 10. But really though, it's like a 9 out of 10 for me, honestly. For a DLC, I would have, after playing it, I would have easily paid, even prior to that. I think if they came out with a price of $20, I would have paid it, because they've shown for the last 2 games that they give you more than enough content. And they also did for the DLC. I completed the DLC story, and you can still go back in and look for new skins and look for new fights. And there's like about 15 or so trophies that you can unlock, and I still have about, after completing everything and playing organically, I have about 2 trophies to unlock for that. And I want to do it because I platinumed God of War Ragnarok and I need all the trophies. Okay, I just need it. I need it. Yeah, and once you complete the game, you get young Kratos. You get that skin. You can be young Kratos and play New Game Plus as young Kratos. It's sick. Wow. Yo, it's young Kratos, dude. Oh my god, dude, it's young Kratos. It's so cool. Again, I wish they just had Terrence C. Carson. That would have been so sick. Yeah, that was my Valhalla experience. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think I'm going to be making more videos like this. I do enjoy going over and reviewing, talking about video games that I've played, just like I have been for my reactions to, you know, TV shows and movies that I've seen. It's fun to do. So please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to your boy. Hit that bell. Check out my other reactions. Check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/telligence. I have a bunch of shorts from God of War Valhalla as well. It's on my channel that I've been posting. Thanks for watching. And take care now. And bye bye then. Ta-ta.